Good morning and welcome to this Easter edition of Daybreak. I'm your host, Ryan Bailey.
And I'm Brittany Lauffer. This week on Daybreak we have your campus, city, national news, as well as a sports report. Plus we'll be out on the Daybreak Plaza.
And we'll have an entertainment report. Then later, Tori Adams will be here to teach us how to make Easter egg-shaped Rice Krispie treats in cooking.
All that and more straight ahead on Daybreak.
In campus news this week, Director of Judicial Affairs J.W. Tabaki spoke to the United Student Government to address concerns about the judicial process at Point Park. The process begins with Tabaki reviewing incidents, and if he believes a student is in violation of the student handbook, they are sent a charge letter and a notice of a meeting with Tabaki in 3 days. During this meeting, Tabaki says he tries to get the other side of the story. There is then a disciplinary conference, where a disciplinary officer makes a decision on a punishment. If the student disagrees with the outcome, they can appeal. This system has been in place for 3 years. It replaced the Judiciary Board, which was 3 students and a faculty member who made a decision on each incident. USG President Dylan Kunkel was on the Judicial Board his sophomore year and says he liked that system much more. He said of the current system, quote, I don't think I can support I don't think I can support a system where one set of eyes passes judgment on a case. He went on to say that universities such as Pitt send students straight to the police, and he appreciates that Point Park allows mistakes to be a learning experience for the students. It's almost the end of another school year, and that means it's time for the university to select new community facilitators for next year. And the process is longer than you might think. You start out with an application to the Office of Campus Life. The application is filled out with background history and personal experience questions. Applicants are then invited to attend a workshop to see how they work with others. Those who make it past the workshop are then invited for an interview. Each CF is responsible for about 40 freshmen. A couple of university dancers are set to compete for a national title. 9 dancers are heading to New York City to compete in the Youth America Grand Prix. The dancers took part in the Pittsburgh semifinal and took several awards. 2 group dances took first and second in the large ensemble category. Peter Mertz, head of ballet at Point Park, won the Outstanding Teacher Award and shared the Outstanding Choreographer Award with another Point Park professor, Keisha Lalama. And that's all for campus news. Now here's Brittany with city news.
Thanks, Ryan. And city news, we want to start with the coverage of the stabbings at Franklin Regional High School in Murraysville, Westmoreland County on Wednesday. 1 adult and 21 students were stabbed Wednesday morning shortly after 7 a.m. Police have identified the suspect as 16-year-old Alex Reibel. Officers say the teenagers stabbed 22 people with 2 8-inch steak knives. Reibel will be tried in court as an adult with expected charges of attempted homicide and aggravated assault. He is currently being held without bail. An area the size of a football field gave way early Tuesday morning on Mount Washington. Mud and debris covered train tracks along West Carson Street. Railroad traffic and the Duquesne Incline were closed temporarily, also as a precaution. The Lamont restaurant, which sits just above the landslide zone, remains closed until engineers determine it's safe to reopen. Last Monday night, Mayor Bill Peduto hosted his first Mayor's Night Out, where Pittsburgh residents can voice their concerns. Approximately 100 city residents raised a variety of issues at the Warrington Community Recreation Center in Beltoover. The mayor, along with directors of city departments, plan to hold similar public meetings in neighborhoods around the city once a month. His office will also be open to the public once a month from 6 to 9 p.m. on dates that have yet to be announced. And that's all for your city's news this morning. Now let's send it back to Ryan at the couch.
Thanks, Brittany. Coming up next, we will have a national news report for you. Stay tuned. You're watching Daybreak on UView.